Recently, we sailed our tiny home all the way from Florida, 1,000 nautical miles to Newport, Rhode Island. Along the way, we have encountered some tricky paths, from the tight, shallow entrance of Ocracoke, North Carolina, to bendy, thin waters of Oregon Inlet, to the rip-roaring cut of Ocean City, Maryland. And today, we are going to brave the Devil's Belt. As legend has it, the local Sewanoy people chased the devil out of their tribal area in present-day Westchester. The devil picked up huge boulders and tossed them into the Sound, using them as stepping stones to make his escape south onto Long Island. Since then, many ships have been lost trying to unsuccessfully maneuver around these stones, as what you may now know as Long Island Sound. Beau and his morning activities. Spying on people?
Drama. So the Coast Guard are still swarming the area. We're anchored just north of Rhode Island and we don't know what's going on. Somebody important must be on Rhode Island because yesterday we tried to dinghy in to get groceries, drop trash, that sort of thing, and we got stopped. We had to go all the way around Rhode Island to get into Newport.
I mean, they kind of scared me. They came like zooming out of nowhere and the guy was like on the machine gun up front.
Yeah. And then even on the way back from that, we were coming up and they stopped us. So it's just...
They just stopped this boat anchoring behind us?
Yeah, they actually escorted this French flagged boat up to this anchorage. But we're gonna hail them and let them know we're leaving. That way they don't give us trouble. Yeah, gun us down, really.
U.S. Coast Guard, this is sailing vessel Saoirse.
Saoirse, this is the small boat off your stern. You can switch to channel 22 Alpha.
22 Alpha.
Sailing vessel Saoirse, we have eyes on you. You guys are good to depart whenever you're ready. You're on the edge of the zone anyway, so you're fine to depart.
It's weird, we're not pointing into it. It must be current. You seem to be sailing up anchor. Yeah. Anchor's up. Yeah, we're free. Yeah, he's foiling and he got into the zone. Oh, they're gonna chase him?
I don't know.
Get out of our property. Territory. Out of the zone.
I find it fascinating that the birds are okay with sitting on this thing. Look, he's just chilling.
Is there a bird on it?
Yeah, the bottom part.
Oh yeah. Like whatever. Now that we've been sailing around in Rhode Island, I can see why it's considered the sailing capital of the world. All this protected water creates for some smooth seas with a nice breeze coming off of the land, makes for a perfect day on the water.
Boat. Wow. Crushing it. Crushing it. And they have a reef in. Whoa. Seeing the tall ship pass by under full sail makes me think of how they used to sail back in the day, before all the conveniences of modern technology. Back when it would take a skilled captain and crew of at least 20 to navigate the sea,
only using the stars, wind, their instincts, and a lot of guts. But we've come a long way. Sailing isn't that dangerous anymore. Sure, there's still a little bit of risk, but let's face it, we sail around with an Instapot. We found some of these heart of palm pasta, so we're gonna give this a go. Bunch of veggies, some frozen chicken, and spices with the chicken broth. Just making a little chicken soup. Try one of these little noodles out. Soup's good. Noodles are good. They're a little crunchy. Different than like regular pasta. Overall, good meal. Especially on a cold, Long Island Sound kind of day. How do you like the noodles?
They're good, they're crunchy.
Yeah. Before we bought Xoxo, we didn't know just how popular Pearsons were. But being in their birthplace really made it clear how much in demand they were. It seemed like everyone we talked to knew someone with a Pearson or owned one themselves. Now that we've taken her to the Caribbean and back, we understand why they were so popular. Xoxo has been a great first boat for us. If she's trimmed right, she can maintain a course with ease, as long as the wind is steady and not directly behind us. We've been through a lot with her and can't wait to see where she takes us next. Another Pearson!
And they're dragging their dinghy. No mainsail. Dragging their dinghy, and they're gaining on us. But we've decided not to. We decided we're not.
Yeah, we're not racing today. We're
just taking it easy.
This is a lay day.
Yeah, just taking it easy. No big deal.
Yeah.
It looks like he's either Mickey Mouse or he has like two eyeballs, like a shrimp. Yeehaw! Thanks, Temptation. Face of concentration.
It's pretty new.
Look at that new paint job.
New bell too.
Time to drop the main.
Time to drop the main. We can't really point to get wing on wing anymore, so the main is just completely shading the head. And just to make our life easy, so we don't have to use a preventer for the main, instead of dropping the head, we're gonna drop the main. And then we'll be set up for the night as well.
Just broad reach.
Yeah. But we're gonna have to point into it, or at least point anywhere but downwind, so we can actually get this thing down.
Okay, I'll take over.
I need to undo the lines.
Your shoes untied. Alright, here we go. You ready? You good?
Yep.
Okay. Watch it. Watch it. It's gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna tighten it.
Well, that's better. Now the head sail is nice and full. It's not like beating itself up. And man, it is so pretty sailing around here. It is chilly, but
It's so cold.
just all the beautiful houses, and there's so many sailboats out here. It's really fun. Also, the cool lighthouses. We just passed one that's more, I'd say, looks like it's been there a while. We don't see nearly as many lighthouses down south as we do up here. They're just everywhere. And it just feels so authentic to sail past one. But we are actually in Fisher Sound, or the Fisher area.
Beaufax.
Yeah, Beaufax.
Fisher Sound. This is Fisher Island.
Fisher Sound in Long Island Sound. So yeah, we're just north of Fisher Island because the wind brought us here because we were downwind sailing. So this was, we ended up on this north end. Typically people will pass to get into the Long Island Sound. They'll pass south of Fisher Island, and that's called the Races. There's a 2-knot current that goes through there. So if it's against you, then you're not going anywhere, or you're just not going very fast.
Or you're powering through it.
Yeah, you can power through it, I guess. But we currently have the current. But right now we're going with the current. It is dropping, so it's helping us a little bit. It's supposed to switch in the next couple hours, and then we'll be fighting it. But if we stay north, it's only gonna be a max of 1-knot current against us. So as long as we have wind, we should be okay. It's forecasted, what, 15 knots?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be beautiful weather. So we're gonna keep the 180 up. It's really keeping us moving. We're going like an average of 5.5 knots. Hopefully we'll get in sometime around midnight tonight, but because of the current, we'll see. These waves are just ridiculous.
After a couple-day pit stop in Branford, Connecticut, we're off again.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh wait, wrong side. Thought we were gonna be on the other side.
We always prefer to leave in a favorable weather as long as our schedules allow it. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long for this ideal weather. We only have 50 nautical miles to go to get to Port Washington, so we should get anchored sometime tonight. Long Island Sound is a marine sound and tidal estuary of the Atlantic Ocean. The water is a mix between fresh from the rivers and salt from the ocean. It lies mostly between Connecticut to the north and Long Island in New York to the south. From east to west, the sound stretches 110 miles from Block Island Sound along the north shore of Long Island to East River in New York City.
Since the wind's coming from behind us, we dropped our main and now we just have the head sail going downwind-ish. It's more like broad. But since the waves keep catching us, we need to pull it out so we can make sure we keep the wind, and maybe we can stop from going like this and help Wilson out a little bit.
It's bizarre to think that this water was just a big, thick piece of ice not too long ago. About 18,000 years ago, this whole area was part of the late Wisconsin Glacier. And sea level at the time was roughly 330 feet lower than today, which would obviously make this area impassable, at least by boat. The sun is setting and it's starting to get really cold.
Don't worry, we'll be frostbitten by the time we get in. It's not even setting, it's like a quarter up into the
It's setting-ish. It's on its way down. But I don't know. It feels like it dropped like 10 degrees, right? So we're gonna have to bundle up
Gary, what is the temperature?
because we're not gonna get in till midnight.
It's 65.
65 degrees. In Florida terms, that's freezing. Might as well just be snowing.
0.
But it's been a really nice sail. It's just been downwind all day. We've kind of changed out sails configurations here and there just to try to irk out another half a knot here and there, but it didn't change our arrival time, did it? So it was just something to do, really.
Don't want to be dramatic here, but I would safe to say that Beau and I are not made to be in the wintry, cold areas of the world. Is that you? I would be terrified if I woke up and you were like that without me knowing you just purchased all this stuff.
I'm warm.
Living on the water, we've been pretty privileged to see a wide range of sunsets. And by privileged, I mean we get to see it from a perspective that is not like most others. Everything looks different from the water, especially at sundown. No sunset is the same because there are so many factors that make a difference. Anything from water and salt vapors to cloud cover can change it. Tonight, our changing factor is the gorgeous backdrop of New York City.
Wow. That is stunning. Man. Wow. Man. Kind of city. The city. What do you think of that?
Gorgeous. It's really cool seeing the city from here. Looks kind of small.
From here?
Yeah, from here. I'm sure. I know it's massive, but we've been there before.
Not on our boat.
Not on our boat. We are currently about 12 miles from our anchorage. We should get there in another 4 hours.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is 7 o'clock.
We'll get there at freezing hour o'clock.
That's why I am bundling up. Snow mode activated.
We're such babies.
I'm a warm baby. Guys, getting awfully close to us. I guess it's gonna be tight quarters from here on out. We're going into Port Washington and we're gonna stage up here, maybe hang out for a little bit. Weather's supposed to get nasty, so we want that to pass. That way when we do go through the East River, Hell's Gate, it's nice, good conditions, and then our time at the city will be nice and pretty, hopefully.
Beautiful and majestic.
Beautifulness.
And grand.
Yes.
But it's always fun going into anchorages.
It's not
At
that big
nighttime.
of a deal. We got a high-powered flashlight. It's a Ryobi, and we love that thing.
We also have a full moon.
And and plus the city lights. It's like practically daylight out here.
And also because of the power of our community, I texted Sierra from Tools Endless Summer to see if she had ever been here. She said no, but she believed that Aboard Mermaid Monster had been here. So I actually texted Brooke from Aboard Mermaid Monster, and she gave us some information about where they've gone to. So a little bit more aware of where we're going. So I highly suggest having that in your pocket. If you know anybody who's been there before, get into Navionics, read all the reviews, just so you know a little bit more.
You can also get on Google Maps and then do like a satellite imagery.
Yeah.
Just to see where boats are anchored.
Right.
Give you an idea.
Yeah, we've done that. Actually, I had done that as well, but there's a lot of mooring fields here, so we just wanted to know where we needed to anchor. We can always re-anchor in the morning when we wake up, but it's a pretty wide bay. Should be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Oh wow, the city. Oh my gosh.